Okay, so if you're a parent, I think you'll know exactly the feeling we're talking about today. That constant, overwhelming demand, the emotions that just surge out of nowhere, plus those endless to-do lists. And oh yeah, that little voice of guilt always nagging away. It really can feel like living inside a pressure cooker day in, day out.
It absolutely can. And we know parenting is this incredibly high-stakes job, right? And all that intense, relentless pressure, well, it often leaves our nervous systems just completely maxed out.
Totally. Like you spill a glass of milk and it's not just, oops, a mess. Suddenly it feels like this huge catastrophe erupting in your brain.
Exactly. Or, a toddler's tantrum. It stops feeling like a normal developmental phase and feels much more like, I don't know, a personal attack.
Yes, and it's simply because our internal resources, our physiological reserves, they're just gone.
It's depleted.
Right? And what's really crucial to get here is that this reactivity, it's not some flaw in your character. It's actually a deep physiological response.
When you hit that point, that limit, your sympathetic nervous system, that's our ancient fight or flight response, it just kicks into high gear.
Ah, okay. Fight or flight.
And this is precisely where mindfulness can step in. It offers, well, a really profound counter-response.
So what is mindfulness then in this context? Because people hear mindfulness and maybe think meditation cushions and silence.
Yeah, good point. At its core, it's really simple. It's about being intentionally present, like right here, right now, with your breath, with your body, maybe with your child, just in this moment. And importantly, without judging yourself for whatever's happening.
Okay, no judgment. That sounds hard, but important.
It is. And it's definitely not just about sitting on a cushion for an hour, that's a practice. But mindfulness itself is more like a tool, a really powerful way to just pause, take a breath, and navigate through the chaos instead of getting swept away by it.
And the empowering part, I think, is that effective mindfulness, it doesn't demand huge chunks of time, which, let's be real, most parents just do not have.
Exactly. No way.
So this deep dive today, it isn't about piling another impossible task onto your already overflowing plate. It's more about finding these little pockets of awareness.
Little pockets. I like
Yeah, like a conscious breath here, maybe deliberate pause there. So our mission really is to explore some gentle, totally real mindfulness practices. Things that can genuinely help you dial down that fight or flight feeling,
Yeah.
help regulate your nervous system, and hopefully, ultimately, help you choose calmer, more intentional responses when things get hairy.
Right. And it's not just about feeling a bit better in the moment, although that's great too. It's actually about profoundly reshaping your daily interactions with your family.
That sounds huge.
It can be. If we sort of zoom out, the goal isn't parental perfection. That's just, frankly, an illusion nobody can reach.
Oh, thank goodness.
Right. It's really about cultivating that crucial little bit of space, between the trigger, maybe it is the tantrum, or maybe it's just the giant pile of laundry staring at you, and your automatic reaction. It's about finding your way back to your center, not just once, but doing it again and again. And every time you do that, you're actually creating new neural pathways in your brain.
Okay, so how does this actually work? Like when you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that pressure cooker idea you mentioned. You said our nervous systems get maxed out. Can you break that down a bit more? What's actually happening inside us when that feeling hits? And how do we start to shift it?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we feel that overwhelm, our sympathetic nervous system basically floods our body with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline.
Okay.
Our heart starts racing, muscles get tense, maybe you clench your jaw without realizing it. And crucially, our ability to think clearly, especially using our prefrontal cortex.
That's the rational thinking part.
Exactly. The part for rational thought, impulse control, planning its function actually diminishes. It kind of goes offline a bit.
Ah, okay. That explains why spilled milk feels like a 5-alarm fire.
Precisely. So the awareness piece of mindfulness is about starting to notice these physical sensations before you just react. It's about catching that tightness in your chest, or maybe your shoulders creeping up to your ears, or that clenched jaw.
Right.
And just recognizing, okay, wow, my system is elevated right now. That simple act of just noticing, it creates this tiny but really powerful moment of choice.
A moment of choice. I like that. Okay, so that leads us to our first practical tool. And it sounds wonderfully simple, but I can also imagine it feeling almost impossible for some people right in that heated moment. It's the 5-second breath. You could literally do this anywhere, right? Changing a diaper, packing lunch, waiting for the kettle to boil.
Anywhere.
The idea is just to stop Inhale slowly, count of 5, maybe hold for just a second or two, and then exhale fully, again for 5 seconds. It sounds so basic. How does something that simple actually make such a difference physiologically?
Yeah, it's deceptively powerful. It works because that slow, controlled breathing directly stimulates your vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve, okay.
Yeah. And the vagus nerve is a huge player in activating your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the opposite of fight or flight. It's your rest and digest system.
The calming system.
Exactly. It literally sends a signal up to your brain that says, essentially, you're safe. You can calm down. So doing this, even just 3 times in a row, it acts like this little micro reset button for your whole system. It helps you downshift out of that high alert fight or flight state.
A micro reset. That sounds achievable.
It is. The challenge, like you hinted, is actually remembering to do it when you need it most.
Right.
So one helpful strategy is to try and link it to something you already do. Like maybe every time you walk into the kitchen, you take 1 5-second breath. Or maybe after your child asks you for something for the, 5th time in a row.
Okay, that's a good trigger.
Yeah, use those moments as cues.
Okay, linking it helps. But I often hear parents say, this sounds great in theory, but what about those moments when everything is already falling apart? Like total chaos. One kid's crying, the other's yelling, maybe dinner's burning. It's not just maxed out, it's full meltdown mode.
The meltdown moment, we all know it.
Yeah. So this is where another concept comes in, right? The idea of name it to tame it.
Yes, exactly. So in that precise moment of intense chaos, the practice is to mentally, just internally, name the strongest emotion you're feeling. Just say to yourself, okay, I feel frustrated, or wow, I am overwhelmed right now, or even this is anger.
Just label it.
Just label it. That simple act of putting a name, a label on the feeling, it actually engages your prefrontal cortex again. It brings that cognitive, more rational part of your brain back online, even just a little bit.
Interesting. So it pulls you out of the pure emotional reaction.
It creates a tiny but really significant pause between that raw feeling and your typical knee-jerk reaction. It's like you're shining a little flashlight on the emotion. It gives you just a bit of distance so you're not completely consumed by it.
Okay, name it to tame it. I can see how that creates space.
And this brings up a really important point. What's the wider impact of doing this, especially on our kids? Because when you manage to calm yourself, even a little, using these tools, you're not just helping yourself, you're actually helping to co-regulate their emotions too.
Co-regulate. Okay, that's a key concept. It suggests that my own calm can actually help calm my child down. How does that ripple effect work physiologically, for the kids?
Yeah, it's really fascinating. Our nervous systems are basically in constant communication with each other, not just through words, but through our whole presence, our energy. So when a child is dysregulated, crying, yelling, having that tantrum, their little nervous system is also in overdrive. It's overloaded. Your calm, regulated presence, which you might achieve through that 5-second breath, or by naming your own feeling, it sends these nonverbal signals to their nervous system, signals that say, it's okay, you're safe.
So they pick up on our calm.
They absolutely do. It's almost like their immature nervous system, which is still developing its own regulation skills, kind of borrows regulation from your more stable one.
Wow. Borrows regulation.
Yeah. Part of this is down to things like mirror neurons, how kids learn so much by observing and mimicking us. But it's also a deeper neurobiological connection. Your calm literally helps their system move back towards a more balanced, regulated state. It's this powerful, unspoken lesson in emotional resilience.
That ripple effect, yeah, that really is profound. Okay, another area that seems ripe for these small mindful moments is during daily transitions.
Oh, definitely. Prime time for stress.
Right. Like waking up, the whole bedtime routine saga, or even just that frantic rush to get everyone out the door in the morning. These are often major flashpoints for parental stress. The sources we looked at suggested intentionally adding like a 10-second mindful ritual into these transitions. Can you give some concrete examples, maybe beyond just take a shared breath?
Sure. It could be really simple, like maybe putting a hand gently on your child's back and taking just 2 slow shared breaths together right before you walk out the door, a tiny anchor.
Okay.
Or before bedtime, maybe it's a moment where you both quickly name 3 good things that happened that day, or 3 things you feel grateful for. That can create a little positive emotional shift before sleep.
Nice. Focusing on the positive.
Yeah. Or for waking up, maybe you consciously just stretch for 10 seconds and take one deep breath before you even swing your legs out of bed, before the day rushes in.
Just for yourself first.
Exactly. The key thing here is consistency.
Yeah.
Making it a predictable little moment of calm connection, or just centering for yourself. It doesn't just give you that brief reset. It also normalizes this whole idea of emotion regulation for your kids. It shows them, hey, this is a safe and effective way we can handle our feelings instead of just, blowing up.
Right. Modeling it. And speaking of modeling and taking care of yourself, it feels absolutely crucial to extend this same kindness, this mindfulness, back to yourself as the parent.
Oh, 100%. Essential.
Especially at the end of a really long day.
Yeah.
Instead of getting sucked into that trap of endless phone scrolling or just spiraling in guilt about everything that went wrong, one really powerful practice is doing a quick, maybe just a 2-minute body scan.
Yes. The body scan is wonderful. It's a great practice of what scientists call interoception, which is basically your ability to sense what's going on inside your own body.
Interoception.
Okay. So you just, maybe close your eyes or just soften your gaze and gently, mentally scan your attention through your body. Maybe head down to toes or toes up to head, just noticing where you might be holding tension. Is it in your shoulders, your jaw again? Maybe your stomach feels tight.
And you're not trying to fix it.
No, that's the key. You're not trying to fix anything or make the tension instantly disappear. The goal is purely to notice what's present in your body right now, just as it is, without judgment.
Of noticing.
That simple act of non-judgmental noticing is incredibly healing, actually. It allows your system to kind of process the day's stressors without you getting totally swept away by thinking about them. It helps release some of that tension that's built up.
Okay. A 2-minute body scan? That feels doable too. But let's be really clear about something here. Mindfulness, this isn't about suddenly becoming the perfect, always calm parent, right? It's not about getting rid of all your stress entirely.
Oh, absolutely not. That's such an important clarification. This is all about progress, not perfection. It's definitely not about reaching some unattainable ideal of constant Zen-like calm.
Phew.
It's really about consistently creating that tiny bit of space we talked about, that space between the trigger and your reaction. It's about building the ability to come back to your center again and again, even if you do lose your cool one moment, which you will. We all do.
Of course.
The practice isn't about never getting stressed or upset. It's more about how quickly you can recognize it when it happens, hit that micro reset button, and maybe choose a different path, even in the very next breath. Mindfulness offers that really powerful opportunity for a fresh start right in the middle of any moment, no matter how chaotic.
A fresh start in any moment. I love that.
Okay.
And there's another aspect that feels truly transformative, not just for you, but for the whole family dynamic.
Yeah.
And that's actually letting your kids see you practice these things.
Yes. This is honestly one of the most beautiful and impactful lessons you can possibly give your children. It's huge.
How so? What does that look like in practice?
Well, it's about verbalizing it sometimes. Saying things out loud like, wow, mommy's feeling really frustrated right now, so I'm just gonna take a few deep breaths.
Okay. Being explicit.
Or, oh, my body feels really tense. I think I need to just stretch for a second. When you do that, you are directly modeling emotional regulation for them. You're teaching them non-judgmentally that, hey, big feelings are normal, everyone has them, and B, there are healthy, constructive ways to respond to them.
Instead of just reacting.
Exactly. It makes this stuff part of their emotional vocabulary. It gives them these invaluable tools for their own resilience, their own emotional intelligence, tools that will honestly serve them for their entire lives, way beyond childhood.
That's powerful. It really reframes parenting, doesn't it? Ultimately, it's much less like the sprint trying to get everything perfect right now, and much more like a marathon.
Absolutely a marathon.
And mindfulness, when you start weaving it into your daily life, even in these tiny ways, it becomes like your steady rhythm for that long journey. It's your breath, your awareness, your pause.
Beautifully put. So the next time you're feeling completely underwater, just buried under the endless demands of parenting, remember this. You don't have to fix everything all at once.
No.
The core message here is really simple. Can you just pause? Can you take one breath? Can you just be here for even a few seconds?
Pause.
Yeah.
Breathe. Be. Okay. And maybe here's a final thought for you, the listener, to carry forward from our deep dive today. By consciously choosing to embrace these small moments of awareness, these little pauses, these breaths, you're doing so much more than just calming your own nervous system or finding a bit more peace for yourself.
Yeah.
You are actually profoundly teaching your children these crucial life lessons in resilience and emotional regulation just by doing it yourself. You're making this lasting impact that stretches way, way beyond whatever chaos is happening in the immediate moment.
Absolutely. It ripples outwards.
It really does. So remember that. You're probably doing better than you think.